like glowing. If you're getting them, I'm getting them.
Hi, hello, and welcome to The Bookish Life.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Tori. In today's episode, we're just chatting about books that we've been reading recently and that we've been loving.
Just catching up. We have a month under our belt of reading. How many books did you read in January?
18. I can tell you haven't watched my wrap up.
Nope. Even if I did, I would not remember the exact number that you read. I knew it was around 9. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, I saw it in my subscription box this morning, but no, I didn't watch that yet. I don't watch like a lot of wrap up videos because I already know what you think of all the books you read.
True.
But I should.
That's very true.
I should watch that. Because I read 20 and I remember your Instagram template was like, you read like the same amount of books. So, yeah.
Yep.
What? I mean, we could start with me if you really want to, but we all know what I'm reading right now.
Yeah, Redeeming 6.
Do you want to tell them what you told me about liking that book?
Oh, you can't make it your whole personality, even though I know you are?
It's just so good. But like also, this book is 750 pages long. Redeeming 6. Like I flew through Saving 6. It was so good. But like I teared up a little bit at the Christmas scene where, I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler, but like
no.
It was Christmas Day, which is Joey's birthday, and he came home and like the mom only had presents from like the
yes.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, Santa left your presents in my room like he always does." And it was just like he does so much for his family.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's so heartbreaking.
See, the thing about this book, it's not a spoiler, like if I say this, but the reason why I love it so much is because overall, like I love a lot of things about this book, okay? But Joey, at the heart of everything, he is the oldest child that is home. Like Darren is the oldest and he's not around. Like you know that from Binding and Keeping 13.
And he doesn't answer their phone calls. They're literally like
So he is the oldest. He takes care of everyone. And by everyone, I mean all the kids. He takes care of Shannon in her own way.
Literally, even Sean. Because we see when Sean is born. And he's like, sorry, like I'm literally raising a child.
Yep. And he was the one who like stayed with Sean when he was teething. When he was like, he is truly a father to his core, to Sean specifically. But the reason why I love it, not only because of that, but because Aoife is the only one in the world that can take care of Joey. Aoife is literally the only person that has ever given him like the time of day that just like recognizes Joey for who he is.
Yeah.
All the flaws that he has, like all of them, and you get to see so many more, and you see the reasons behind. Like you cannot fault him for the things that he does to Aoife, that he does to himself. Like you cannot fault him because of the circumstances that he's under, and that's what's just like so heartbreaking, but also so heartwarming and romantic. Is that Aoife is literally like his person, his ride or die through anything and everything. And you see a glimpse of that in Binding and Keeping 13 when she still comes to see Joey like before he goes off. But I love that book for so many reasons. But at the heart of it, that's it. And how the complicated relationship that he has with his mom, because that is, I don't think they dived into it too much, but
I know we're supposed to try to understand her, but the way she makes Joey feel like they were trying to make Johnny feel to Shannon, I was like, about like literally you can't ever trust any men because they're all going to end up like their dad. I was like, absolutely not. And you are trash for literally ruining Joey's life and making him think that. And it makes me like so I mean, obviously these are not real people. I understand that, but it makes me
No. Listen to me. This series, I wholeheartedly believe that these people live in Ireland. Like in 2005, these people literally live in Ireland and they've had their life and now they're 20 years older and they're just like happily living their life. Like that's how I have to see it with this series because it is so beloved to me. I have not reread Saving and Redeeming 6. That is 2 books that I have not got back to just because they hit me so hard. But Joey, have you gotten to the part where his mom is like, you're just like your father?
Was that in the first book?
she just throws those comments out there sometimes.
I mean, she has already, and that's what makes me mad.
Yeah.
Like, she says that in the previous book, and she's told that to Eva. She's like, he's gonna turn out like him. He can't help it.
Yep.
And I was like, you are
trash.
Yeah.
But also, her parents help him too, and I love that. So
I've only seen like her dad. Like, they don't know. Do they? I don't think her parents know about what's happening at their house.
No. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in that area kind of have like an inkling of what's happening, if that makes sense. Like, kind of like how Shannon's friend, not Lizzie, the other one, Claire, she kind of had a little thing about it.
Well, I mean, like, Joey's friends know, but they don't say anything.
No. Yeah. It's hard. It's also heartbreaking too that they have a government and like a system that has failed them previously, so they have nowhere to ask for help.
Yes. And they address that a lot in book 2. So, about like why they don't get help, because they think what happened to Darren is going to happen to them again. So,
yeah.
It's so sad.
So, how far are you into that book?
I'm like 8% in, but it's
okay.
50 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not letting long books intimidate you.
No, but I want to finish it in like 2 days, so we'll see.
I promise you, you're going to love this book. And if you don't, just don't tell me.
I mean, I already love it and I love them, so I feel like I will, but
the ending, I was a puddle of tears for most of the book.
I don't want to know.
There's just one part that is just like a culmination of everything.
It go past?
Yes.
Binding and Keeping 13?
Yes. So you see Johnny and Shannon past the end of that.
Did you read her author's note at the end of Saving 6?
No, probably not. I don't remember.
She literally took a huge break between Binding and Keeping and Saving 6 because her child died.
Yeah,
and she basically like used that grief in writing this book.
Yes.
Oh my God. I was like, no wonder it's so heartbreaking.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Well, that was 9 minutes of us talking about Saving 6, though.
Yes. So I'm reading that and obsessing over it. And probably, and the fact that I just read, because I was thinking about, how many 5-star reads did you have in January?
I didn't have a lot. I had The Sword of Kaigan, which was my first read, but that's fantasy. And I'd come back, gave that 5 stars. And then I reread When Heroes Fall. And I gave that, obviously, to reread. But I ended up giving The Moon and His Tides 4.5 stars because I compared to When Heroes Fall. And that's just, it's really hard for me to top that. So it's like.
But they are literally such different books, though. So I feel like you can't.
100%.
Yeah.
But like her, like I just get the feelings because it's in the same, like, it's the same siblings. I think that one of her books in that series could give me like the how I feel about the anti-heroes in Love Duet.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like it's a trilogy. So it's like, I understand it's a start and it's a good start, but like. The conflict was there, so
that's why I think like I get why people do 6 stars, and I feel like I'm like tempted to do that because it's like, you know, like you're all like Saving Your Dreaming 6 or 5 stars, but also like something else could be 5 stars, and it's like they're not the same. So like something to differentiate like your 5-star reads, like you're like God tier, love this, amazing, versus like, oh, this is like really, really, really good, but it's not like God tier.
Yes. So Saving and Redeeming 6, it would be a 6-star read for me.
Yeah. I'm tempted to do that, but.
I've started like not lowering, but like making that 5-star my God tier. Like I've started doing that. So when I rate something 5 stars, it has to be like God tier to me. Like really, really good.
But see, for me, like there's always this debate, and I argue with my friends all the time. Like 3 stars is not good in my opinion. Like and we've talked about this before. Like if you rate something 3 stars, I'm like, wow, you don't recommend it, you didn't like it, I'm not picking it up. And so like I feel like I only have a 4 and a 5, and it'd be nice to have like one more of like what I like, because I never rate anything 1, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just, I was thinking about that the other day.
See, my goal is to only really pick up books that I'm going to rate like higher than like 3.5, 4 stars.
Yeah.
So like theoretically, they'll fit into those categories, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, but like I would like to like differentiate between like 5 and 6. Like this is like a really, really, really good book versus like a literal all-time favorite, go read it now. Like, and I feel like I can be more stingy with 6 stars versus 5 stars, you know?
Yeah.
But you're being stingy with 5 stars.
because there's no 6-star on Goodreads, so it's hard.
Right. So I was just wondering, because I know people do 6 stars. So I was like, should I start doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how to differentiate that. But I had 7 5-star reads in January. So
yeah,
I had a really great reading month. But I'm also like starting to read more too, that like I'm trying to make it a priority not to be not influenced, but like pressured to read certain things, and like reading all the new releases, like only picking up the new releases that I'm like, oh, I think it's going to be 5 stars. So like the Alexis Grace one that I loved, and then the Ava Hunter and like Gianna, and not like I didn't end up even picking up those 3 firefighter ones.
Oh yeah,
because like I also haven't seen people like raving about it, and I like, okay, so then instead I picked up Saving Redeeming 6. Like I want to feel like obsessed with reading right now, so that's what I'm trying to focus on. So
well, I'm currently in the middle. Well, by the time, I don't know, when is this episode going up? Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess next week. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah, so like on Sunday I want to post a new releases reading vlog, and I read Unloved, which
I need to read that because I do think I would be obsessed. So
don't even. I can't. I'm gonna start tearing up when I talk about that book. Like
is it really like way more than Unsteady? Because like Unsteady was good, but I didn't like tear up in Unsteady.
It's different. So Unsteady is very heavy with the mental health rep, with him getting over his panic attacks, right? And then Sadie dealing with her home life, which in and of itself is emotional, right? Like I did tear up in that book. I thought it was great. I love the representation. I love the story. I love the romance. Like Reese and Sadie remind me of like Johnny and Shannon, but a little bit older. Like that's how I always say it. That's why I compare it. Unloved is, how do I say this? It's 2 people pleasers, but like in separate ways. So like she comes from a really good family. Her mom and dad are great to her. She grew up with like loving parents, right? And she just constantly wants to please everyone. She is like, she goes into college, and you see at the beginning of the book, she's like, I just want to be someone different. Like, who do I want to be? Like, you know, the typical figuring that out. And you jump to their senior year, but you see Freddie, and he's a people pleaser, but he's a people pleaser in like a sexual way. He like wants this persona. He keeps this like, I'm a playboy type thing. And he's like, I can please you with my body. And I'm going along with that. Like, that's kind of like the persona that he's created in college. And you see that it is so much more than that underneath that. There's so much to unpack, and it's beautiful because they become really good friends. And I always love that, where you have this foundation of like 2 people who just really understand each other as friends, and it's so nice. And then that kind of turns romantic, and how just like beautiful that romance is. So it's totally different books. Like I cannot compare them in that way, but like the last like oh man, like just really got me. I was not expecting it because I was nervous to read that book.
But that's what I've seen everybody like collectively saying about that book. So
Christy literally told me, she said, when I was texting or messaging her, she said, I don't have a lot of books where I can't like take criticism on. Like she can hear a lot of things about like some of her favorite books, but she was like, this book is literally one of those books that I cannot hear people talk bad about. Like it is so good. So I want to do, going back to that, I want to do a new releases vlog, and I'm reading Unloved Rose Lane, and I'm enjoying that. That comes out later in February. And I wanted to read B.K. Borison's, but I don't have the audio for it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But that doesn't come out till the 11th, so I do have some time.
Yeah.
And I want to read Deep End, aka Wet, by Ali Hazelwood, because I have the audio for that. But I don't know if I'll get to all 4 of those books in that vlog, because I want to prioritize, like, I'm more excited to read Deep End, Unloved, and finish Unloved Rose Lane. So I might just, not push myself to read the B.K. Borison, because I'm also reading some fantasies at the same time that I'm enjoying.
But I've seen so many good reviews for First Caller, like so many good ones. So that's like, there are so many good releases this month that I also need to get to. Yeah.
I'm prioritizing like really what I'm in the mood for, if that makes sense. So I have some new releases, and I'm doing some fantasy that I'm reading, like An Ember in the Ashes. That is wild.
Okay, so we were talking about this yesterday, and I'm like, this book keeps on being recycled, not like in a bad way, but like the publisher just like puts a new cover out that's really trending in like that genre right now. And this is like at least the 3rd recover since it came out, because I was reading it as a series came out 10 years ago, and then I've seen it like cycle through these covers, and now I'm like, oh, but I kind of want these new covers, and we were talking about buying them, even though I did read the first one, and I haven't moved on, and it was really good, but like it gets so popular every time, because I think just the story is so good, because it does like you were like, wow, like 3 people died and it's only been like 20 pages. Like it just
like,
goes there.
It's one of those books where it's like you're following these 2 characters. Obviously, they're the main characters, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And they're like going on like a path like this. They're like side by side on the same timeline, right? Like they're doing stuff. And I'm like, but when are they going to like cross paths? Because I know when that happens, shit's about to go down because she's a slave / spy. And then he's like the heir to like everything. So I'm like,
oh, yeah.
What is going to happen? So I'm ready. It's a little slow. I'm intrigued enough to like continue. So I'm like,
are you physically reading it or audio?
No, did you know this? I'm listening to the audiobook and I was like, I know this voice of the hero. I was like, I fucking know this voice. And I look and it says Steve West. And I'm like, who the fuck is Steve West? I know this voice. It's Shane East.
I was going to say, is it Shane East?
It is.
No way.
It is. I Googled it. So he has like Jodi Picoult, her new book. He has a whole bunch of historical fiction books, a whole bunch of fantasy that he's.
East and West.
Steve West. And then Shane East is for his spicier books. And I was like, bitch, you had
Isn't
all
he the
these
British
people.
one? Doesn't Shane East do a British accent? Like really well?
Yes.
Okay.
But wait, does he have a British accent?
Because he's on The Moon and His Tides as Adam.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Because I'm listening to On Love Rose Lane, and that's Shane East. So when I was like, listen, these are the same people, okay?
But he has a Scottish accent in that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He does a lot of like, because he's from London, so he can do British, and he could probably easily do like all the other accents over across the pond.
That's so funny.
So, yeah.
I don't know, because like I feel like, and I've said time and again, like I don't like fantasy audiobooks, and I really do think the audiobooks take me out of the story, because like I finished the Belladonna series and I feel like I'm the only person that like is not a fan. Like Wisteria, I'm giving like 3 stars, and I think the audiobook was really hard for me to like get into the story.
And it depends on the audio. Like sometimes I forgot what fantasy I was listening to, and I had to stop because I wasn't liking the audiobook.
Yeah.
But I
didn't know if it was the audio or not.
Well, I listened to Wisteria and I liked it, but
I was so bored.
I was coming off of Belladonna, where I didn't really like, not Belladonna, Foxglove, where I didn't like Foxglove a lot.
Okay.
Because we're opposite. You loved Foxglove and you didn't like Wisteria.
I mean, I've given them both 4 stars.
Oh, okay. I gave Foxglove 3 stars.
Okay.
So I was like, had super low expectations, and maybe that's why I loved Wisteria so much more, but
like nothing happened. And then by the end I was like, I feel like I'm not even like listening to this story anymore. But I got the same vibes from Stephanie Garber's series too, and I listened to that on audio. So I'm just like, I just need to stop. I feel like I would have liked it better, but also I think a lot of people like it for the vibes, and I need more than that, because that's how I felt. Like One Dark Window too.
Exactly.
Was like, oh, I mean, like, yeah, like is atmospheric, but like I need more from the fantasy and the plot and the romance. So. And
it makes sense.
Was just like it was bizarre. I was like, are we reading the same book? Because like everybody was like, the beginning was so good, and then it just got so weird. Like too much was happening in the second half, and I was like, the first half nothing happened. Like what are we talking about the same book? So I don't know. Maybe it was like too slow for me to listen. But normally slow books are better on audio for me. So I don't know. I read Wisteria. I wasn't a fan. I should have DNF'd it, but I was like, I'm finishing this series, so I didn't DNF it.
At least it's a series you finish. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, but now I'm like, oh, do I even keep those books now? I need to be better about waiting to buy books once I read them.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I was literally going to take my ass to Barnes & Noble today because I wanted Wet and I wanted Unloved.
Deep End.
Oh my God, Deep End. I swear to God, like in my head, I say Wet.
I know, me too, but it's like, oh.
But because it has sprayed edges in the Barnes & Noble one.
I know.
And I was like,
oh, is it just
it has
Barnes
like a
& Noble
glossy
one?
I thought so. I could be wrong, but it has
I
the glossy little.
it on Amazon, but I guess I'll wait. No, I'm buying it.
Okay, but I have the audio, so I want to make sure. Like Unloved, I know I'm gonna love. Like Unloved, I know I loved because I've already read it.
You read
Sorry,
that one.
but like I literally almost said Wet again for Deep End. For Deep End, I want to make sure because me and Allie Hazelwood sometimes we vibe, sometimes we don't. But like some of her books I did not like, and some of her books I really enjoyed. So I want to make sure I love it before I buy it.
Though, so
she's also, is she going to be at the Love Y'all thing? No, she's not going to be there. She's probably on a different tour.
Maybe. No, I
can't
think she
remember.
might be. Because I was like, how are they going to do the love y'all thing with the big authors? Like, you just show up? Are there wristbands? Like, what? Do people line up early? Like, I don't know what to do at like a publisher run event.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I want to read. I'm starting to also unhaul books that I've given 3 stars or lower. So like the Holding the Reins one by Paisley Hope. I read that one in January and I did not like that one. So I was like, I'll unhaul you. I have 2 of her other books, or one of her other books. Wolf.
Oh, I was like, what else do you have by her? Yeah. I thought you read that.
I did. I liked it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm keeping that one, but I didn't like the other one. So
yeah.
Because I bought our historical fiction book, Husbands and Lovers, and I gave that 2.5, 3 stars. I did not like that one. I mean, I'm not unhauling Onyx Storm because that one's sprayed edges and it goes with my collection. So it's like, obviously if it's not special.
Yeah. Well, and I'm nervous about books that I have that are like fantasy that probably will be picked up at some point, because I'm like, oh, do I just like collect the whole series now to match my indie paperbacks? Do I not? But I haven't started it yet. And I just don't know. Like, and I really want to read City of Gods and Monsters because people compare it to Crescent City. You haven't read it, have you?
No, but I want to. I have the audio.
And I'm like, ooh, like, and they're just like nice and thick fantasy. And I like the look of that on your shelves, right? But there's like 5 out now or something, 4. I don't remember how many books are out in that series.
There's a lot in this series, yeah.
And they're all like $20. So I was like, do I add them all to my cart and buy them? Do I wait? Same with, I have the Helen Schwarr one. Blood and Steel. I was like, do I just go ahead and complete my physical collection now? Because what if I like it? Okay, but then I just made a TikTok about how I'm happy because I ended up getting Save and Redeeming 6 from the Eternal Embers before even reading them. But it's like, at what point do you get special editions of books that might be like all-time favorites, but like you haven't read it yet? So like, do you buy it now? It's just,
well, that's how I feel about the Fairy Loot. Oh my gosh, what is it called? The adult fantasy subscription box, because Heavenly Bodies was in that in December, and I am still waiting because I love that book. But like all the other books in the months prior, either books I have not heard of or fantasy that I haven't heard like the best things about. So I would end up selling it. And I'm like, but I really want that edition, but I'm not paying $150 for that edition. Like, I will patiently wait for Fairy Loot to come out with a new edition. Because like, I have the sprayed edges one from Barnes & Noble. That one came in. And I have the indie paperback. Like, I really love that, but I really want to reread it.
But then also, do you need 3 copies of it? Because that's what I think, like with the Elsie Silver series, like I really, really, really wanted that new one, that was so pretty, because I didn't get the Dark and Corky ones. I only had the one from the box, and I think I didn't get another one because I already own 4 copies of that series, and it's like, do I get the 5th copy of the series just because I think the covers are really pretty?
I think like if Fairy Loot will ever have a reprint for like $30 of them, I will buy it if it's relatively like low price. I don't think they will. They may have extras, or they might like.
Why would they sell it for cheaper?
Or whatever the box is. $35? Does that have Fairy Loot is? Whatever their subscription box is.
I thought you were talking about the Elsie ones.
Oh, no,
I was like, what? What are you talking about?
For the Heavenly Bodies. Like, I bought the Barnes & Noble one because on Mercari,
like as a one-off, like if they're like, here are extras, go buy it. Okay, yes.
Yeah. But I have my edition that's super pretty with the fan art, not fan art, but like the...
Oh, yes.
Is it fan art inside? I didn't know that. I forgot like that it was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's on the inside cover. It's pretty.
Yeah.
So
I know. You know what I really want to buy now is Blood of Hercules, because I see everybody with it, with the art on the inside.
Yeah.
See, that's one
that I read, and I will collect the next book. Also, I'm more apt to buy books if like the series is not out yet, if that makes sense. Like if they're going to come out, like it's not Blood of Hercules. Bond of Hercules? Yes. This is the second book. It's coming out later this year. I'm like, okay, I'll buy this with a step back. Hopefully the next book will also have a different step back of probably one of the guys or something like that. Like, I'm more apt to collect things as I'm reading them as the books come out too. So like, I don't know if I should buy the Kingdom of Claw series because I have the 2 indie paperbacks.
Right.
There's no point of me buying the hardcover of those. It's the same cover, just a glossy one.
Right.
And I don't think anything's changed because she kept the audio of the second book still up.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't redo that because I have the audio of the second book. So I don't know. Like I'm like, well, I guess I'll get the third book. And if I like it enough, I'll get the third book in paperback or whatever, or hardback whenever it comes out.
I know, but then they don't match.
Yeah. Same thing with Spark and Glow of the Everflame. I never bought the paperbacks because I knew that they were getting picked up when I was reading them.
Right.
So I waited.
I know, and the hardbacks are pretty. But I have the paperback of book 1. Hardbacks of book. But now you have the arc of one of them.
I have Glow and Heat. I have the arc of both.
Yeah.
But Atria sent me those, so I didn't have to pay for them.
I know, but like, do you need 2 copies of that book?
If I have arcs that I'm a big fan of, I will keep them.
Yeah.
But I have like on my spinny bookshelf at the top, I have like all these arcs I haven't read just because they're sent to me. So now I'm just like, well, they're just going to sit there. I'm doing a read it or unhaul it vlog too, where I pick books off my shelf, which is why I'm reading a lot of fantasy. I'm like mixing in contemporary and fantasy. And I just filmed a clip before this podcast episode and I got rid of 4 books that I'm probably never going to read or I've read and I did not like them. So
really?
I'm trying to do it little by little so it's not like a huge amount and I get like overwhelmed by, oh my fucking God, I've spent all this money and then now they're all gone. But like I've read a lot of the books. Like I went to my contemporary side. I'm like, okay, let me look at my contemporary. But like, how long do I keep all of my old Jennifer Hartman books? Like I love those books, but like, do I need 3 editions? Can I just keep the special edition and get rid of the indie paperbacks?
No, because the indies are now special editions.
I know, but do I need them?
Yeah. Are you talking about Still Beating?
Yeah.
That's like one of my all-time favorite books. I'm keeping every edition of that book.
No, like I like it, but I'm like, I need to make room for other books. Like my shelves are full.
I know. But because I think I have like 5 editions of that one book. So, because everybody and their mother was doing special editions for it.
Like I bought the whole Elle Kennedy new editions with like the paperbacks because I wanted to read them because I never read the Off-Campus series.
Yeah. You've never read them?
I know. I read them like 2 years ago.
Oh.
I bought them.
Oh, no. I thought you meant the new ones.
No, not those.
Oh, okay.
No, like the traditionally published with Bloom, those editions.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't have them previously. But I'm like, I like those, but do I need all of them? Like, do I get rid of some of them or do I keep like, I don't know.
Anyways, back to the topic of our episode, which is not about book buying, which I think I started.
Sorry.
But I'm also, so you're reading a lot of fantasy. I really want to read Mafia and Why Choose Romances, specifically like fantasy paranormal Why Choose. There's one called Blood Oath. That sounds so good. And then the Sadie Kincaid one looks really good too. And Our Hoopla has it. So yeah.
Did you watch my TBR?
Did you post it or is that Patreon?
No, it's been posted. It's Friday.
Maybe, but a lot of times they'll put videos on when I work and they're like background noise.
Did you see what Why Choose I put on there?
Oh yeah, you put Killer of Mine on there. I did. Yeah. I did watch that one. Yes.
I put that on there for you because I had to think of something with the three words. So I was gonna do like a Why Choose video on Patreon and be like, do I like Why Choose?
And the answer is yes. I think like I don't know. I feel like you'll like it if you like them if they're very different, all the guys, and if there's like a lot of plot, like stuff happening outside of the
because then I can like get to know the guys while they're doing things. So like I know. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like all 4 guys coming in and like killing the same person.
Because it's romantic suspense too, which you used to hate as well. So,
yeah. I mean, like, I'll give it a try. Like, I can never say, like, how can you say you'll never read something or you can, like, I don't know, put it off completely? Who knows? Like, that stuff I'm willing to give it a try, especially if it comes, like, recommended from, like, a friend that knows my taste. Like, I will tell you, do not read The Sword of Kaigan. You will not like it.
You literally told me in your video I probably would like it.
You as Jessica?
Yeah. The one that I edited where we were talking about like our favorite reads of the year so far. You're like, you probably like it. There's no romance. You told me you like made it clear there's no romance. She's like, you probably would like it.
But the more I sit on them, they just don't think you'd like it. Like I
mean,
you to read
I'm not
because
rushing to read it, but
no.
There's way more other fantasies I think I'd like better because of the romance in that one. So
that one's a lot of character driven,
and there's more like 1,000 pages. I need to read that first too.
Heat?
Yes.
Yeah, Kindle version's 1,000 pages.
Oh my God. Who has time to read these 1,000-page books? Not me, but I want to.
The Stop It to Hear one's like 500, but it's like like the formatting is different.
Big font. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, I forgot to see where mine are. I still have them somewhere.
Oh, the old the covers?
Yeah, but like I shouldn't buy new covers just because they're new. That's what I did with ACOTAR. I bought all of them.
I mean, I did.
Covers.
I bought the ACOTAR, the new colorful ones, and I annotated them, so I'm proud of myself. What are you most excited to read in February? Like things that you're like thinking that are going to be 5 stars in February. We'll end with that.
Well, I just posted my February TBR on my Instagram, so let me.
Yeah, you're taking cuter photos, Miss. I don't know how to make faces.
I don't. I just literally don't smile at the camera, and then I like it. Forced Proximity by Tate James and Jam and Eve. Why Choose? Very excited for that. City of Gods and Monsters I really want to read. I have Phantom by H.G. Carlton because I have that audio now.
Christy said she didn't like that one, so I'm nervous. She just doesn't know if H.G. Carlton's writing's not for her, though. So
I mean, I gave Haunting Adeline 4 stars, so we'll see. When She Tempts by Gabrielle Sands, I'm excited for.
Oh, yeah.
I have The Blood Oath by Morgan Lee and Forged in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. I have to read Dante by Sadie Kincaid, which is
I like that one.
You've read that?
Yeah.
Also, did not know that Sadie Kincaid showed her face, and she does, because I looked at her Instagram and there was an interview with her. I was like, hey, look at you, because I didn't know if it was like a pen name from someone.
Hey, look at you.
There she was, just a normal looking lady. So I always think, I'm like, because like, who's Jessica Kane? And like,
yeah,
you don't know.
That's all you
Rena
have?
Kent doesn't show her face. Oh, I would love to read the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent, but I don't know if I have time.
Oh. Your Patreon one is
the Chicago Ruthless series.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay, that's me. Go ahead.
I am excited for The Favorites by Lane Fargo because I've heard really good things. Like every time someone talks about it, I skip it because I don't want to know other than like they're ice skaters and it's competitive and I don't know if it's a love story, if it's a romance. I don't know shit.
Well, I will tell you, someone said it was like if Daisy Jones and the Six and Magnolia Parks had a baby. Because it's written like the style of Daisy Jones. I don't know if you've ever read that, but like interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a romance. So.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. That's my Patreon pick. So I'm very excited. I have the audio for that. I also have Harlem Rhapsody by, Victoria Christopher Murray, which is a historical fiction.
Oh, I was like, who is that?
I have the last book in the Legends of Thesmar series, which is The Shadows and Storms by Helen Schwartz.
Oh.
Because I want to read her new spinoff, but I have to finish this series because it's the sister stories, the new series. So, and that's already out. I have Jennifer Hartman's book, but I don't know if I'm actually going to get to that because I'm not super excited after hearing what you said.
So long. I mean, a lot of people like it, but
I have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, which I am excited for.
Seems very random.
Because I had to pick I picked out of my TBR jar a chronic illness or disability. I had to pick a chronic illness and I was like, which one? Like my mind went blank and I was like, I don't know what's been on my TBR. So I went and looked it up and that one has chronic migraines and I've been wanting to read her. So I wanted to put that on there.
I like that
I have Guild, but I'm nervous I'm not going to like it because I previously DNF'd that. So yeah.
There's no romance in the first Guild. So
I people say it pays off. And I'm like, this better pay off.
I read the first 2 and I was like, where's the romance? It's nowhere in sight. So
yeah. So we'll see. But I'm excited. I don't have any other new releases. We're just like doing as it comes up, Yeah.
I'm trying to think what comes out at the end of the month. I mean, I think March is going to be stacked.
Yeah.
I'm very
we
nervous.
have a wild side that's coming. We have our ALCs or arcs.
I guess, we'll get those in February. The Rebel Witch by Kristen, is it Ciccarelli? I don't know how to say her last name. Oh my God, I'm so excited for that. Are you going to read it?
No.
Did you read Heartless Hunter?
Yes, I gave it 3.5 stars.
The Charlie Method by Al Kennedy.
Oh, that one comes out later. Yeah.
Oh, I do want to read Kiss of the Basilisk just to see what it's about.
Oh, is that the split and swallow?
That I always am like spit and swallow.
I deadass thought it said spit for the longest time. So,
and I always want to say spit, but it is split. Yes, but March has a lot of exciting stuff coming out too. So who knows what we'll be reading when.
Yeah, but let us know in the comments your last 5-star read.
Yeah.
If you're watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating. Tell us what you thought of the podcast. What's the emoji if they're watching on YouTube?
Oh, wait. Is Unloved skating?
No. I mean, he's a hockey player.
Oh, yeah. Ice skates. I was going to say ice skates, but then I was like, oh, wait. Does it have anything to do with Unloved?
The ice skate itself?
Yeah.
He's a hockey player. They do go skating.
Ice skates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're skating if he's a hockey player.
She knits some of her own clothes and she wears.
Nuh-uh.
It's like a small part.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
but that's part of it because she wears something and he's like, oh my God, that's so cute. And she's like, thanks, I made it myself.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's really cute. It's so cute. Anyway, okay. That's all we have.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed our Bookish Life and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.